Welcome to another episode of With Enough Prep Time. I'm going to go into a subject that I've been wanting to discuss for a long time, and I feel I should just get it off my chest. And that is, this is an appeal to DC. Can you please, for God's sake, get off Batman and Superman's cock? Now, I want to, just before I go into this, just to say, I actually really love Superman and Batman. And I'm exceptionally happy about Man of Steel coming out and possibly them doing a series based on Superman. It's hard for me to say this because Superman was getting such a hard time in the 90s, and I was a big defender of him. He was especially getting a lot of a hard time from Batman fans who were saying he wasn't cool because he was too powerful and he was unrelatable and etc. And obviously, I really love the work that they've done on Superman to update the character. I always thought the mythology was pretty good. But they've done so much to update the character. You look at things like Birthright, you look at things like The Death of Superman, graphic novel, like The Death of Superman, the Superman movie, which wasn't very good, but at least, they tried and did something instead of Batman. But again, it's just... The problem I have now is that now they've established him as cool and done the animated series and the Justice League and everything like that. He's becoming now like the second Batman. They've done it. They've achieved it. There were obviously a load of DC staff who were incredibly big on Superman and wanted to prove just how great a character he was, so went a mile and a half, did everything they possibly could, throughout loads and loads of graphic novels, retellings of his origin story. They've finally got a movie out, so the character's done well, and I'm glad now that he's in the same position, he's taken his rightful mantle as one of the greatest superheroes ever, and people are now beginning to understand why he is so great, and I think that the Man of Steel is going to really crystallize that. Batman, I don't even really need to talk about. His fanboys are just completely out of control. I mean, they really are. And it's nothing to do with the character himself. I think Batman, the character, is fantastic, one of my favorites of all time. But, how many Batman movies can we see? How many Batman graphic novels can we read before it starts getting really boring? They've done Earth 1, they've done Year 1, they've done, all of these retellings of his origin, rehashing of his origin. They've done the Nolan movies, and it's all great stuff, but eventually it's going to get really stale. I want to see them start doing things with other DC characters. Other DC characters who are great concepts but need updates, and not to actually pay some respect to the integrity of the mythology of those characters, unlike what they've done with Wonder Woman and Azzarello's take on Wonder Woman, where they've completely undid everything, I think, that makes her a great character, and have come up with this weird contradictory story instead of hers. So there's just a few characters I wanted to mention that I just think DC could do so much more with than they're doing. For instance, I mean, the Flash is a great character, especially for an age where it's a very scientific age, and the physics is a lot of in the popular imagination a lot, like a lot of sci-fi concepts surrounding time travel and moving at the speed of light and all of these things. And here we have a character that can, or quantum mechanics, and here we have a character that can explore all that, because his power is essentially the embodiment of all those things. So I think he's a really cool character, and I'm like, why aren't you exploring him? There's the Question, a character that I think could have some really great things done with him. They recently did a little mini series, which was really fantastic. If nobody's read it, you should check it up on the web. It was the backstory of the Batwoman comic, and it was fantastic. They turned the Question into a woman, and she's now in a couple with the Huntress. And I love the Question because it's all about this paranoid conspiracy theorist who thinks the whole world is full of shades of various degrees of untruth that is propagated to the masses, and it's all about the Question uncovering these truths. And the Question is very paranoid and very skilled and whatever, different enough from Batman, but like has that kind of Batman-esque quality of the kind of anti-hero, and this kind of dark figure from out of the shadows, who nonetheless is the hero. So another great character. Martian Manhunter. I mean, all this guy needs is a little bit of an update. Really does need a little bit of an update. I won't go into like how, because again, he's a character I'm very interested in and I've written a bit about. But the idea of an alien coming from his planet, which has been decimated by some kind of genocide or mass disease, and he comes to Earth, escaping that genocide or whatever it is or epidemic that kills all the people, all the Martians of his planet. That's a really interesting story. I mean, I would change certain aspects of it, but that, as a basic concept, is very interesting and contrasts. This is the good thing about it. It contrasts well with Superman, who's an alien, a god who was raised here. He is an alien god who lived to adulthood on his planet and now comes here. So again, it's a really interesting contrast to Superman. There's other characters as well who I would mention. Batwoman, who's a great character. Shazaam is an excellent character who really needs exploration.
Hey, what's that?
What are you